Did you notice how hot it was not long ago? Did you remember how cold it was last winter? In the fall and spring, sometimes it's cool and sometimes it's warm. Sometimes it rains and sometimes it is really sunny outside. The plants and animals that live in different parts of the world have adapted to the places where they live. What does it mean that they have adapted? Well, we can put on coats and hats when it's cold, or wear shorts and t-shirts in the summer, but groups of plants and animals have to change their bodies over time as their environment changes to be able to survive. Places around the world with different animals and plants from each other are called biomes. We're going to show you 4 biomes today. You can see them at the Natural History Museum at the University of Kansas. This is a deciduous forest. What do you think it would feel like to be in a deciduous forest? Close your eyes and imagine. Would you feel the sun on your face? Probably not, because there are so many big trees that you would be in the shade. In the deciduous forest biome, it rains pretty frequently. In the winter, the trees lose their leaves and go dormant, which is another word for going to sleep. They start growing again in the spring. What animals do you think you might see? Let's look at the diorama. What do you see? Some of the animals are herbivores. They only eat plants. Others are carnivores. They mostly eat meat. Others are omnivores, and they eat a little of everything. Can you tell which ones are herbivores? Which ones are carnivores? And which are omnivores? How can we tell which is which? Here's an example. What do you think deer eat? That's right, they eat plants. Here is a deer skull. Let's take a look at the teeth. The teeth are designed for grinding. That means they eat plants. What about carnivores? Let's compare deer teeth to coyote teeth. How are coyotes' teeth different from the deer teeth? Right, coyotes have lots of sharp teeth. They are carnivores. When they hunt, they use their teeth to kill their prey. Let's look at an example of how an animal has adapted to this biome. Why does the coyote have this color? Is it easy or hard to see in its environment? The coyote is harder to see in the grass, and that makes it easier for it to sneak up on its prey. Some animals adapt by being able to camouflage or hide in their environment. Let's take a trip to the tropical rainforest. There are lots of big trees, then smaller trees, and even smaller trees in this forest. There are so many layers of trees. When you are walking in the forest, it can be pretty dark. It rains a lot in here, and it is hot all year long. So plants grow all year. Plants lose their leaves, but only because the leaves get old or are eaten. What are some of the animals you see? Who are the herbivores, the plant eaters? Do you see any carnivores or meat eaters? Do you see any animals that might eat both plants and animals? This is one. Let's look at one adaptation of an animal to this biome. The spider monkey can hide in the trees, but animals that hunt it may be up in the trees as well. The monkey's fur color helps it to blend into the leafy shadows. Now, we're going to go to a desert. This desert is in the southwestern US. What do you notice about this biome? Is it shady or bright? If you said bright, you are paying attention. Are there lots of trees? Do you think it rains a lot here? It doesn't rain much in the desert, so the plants and animals have to adapt to living with just a little water. Some plants store water when it rains and protect it by having spikes or thorns to defend themselves against herbivores. Why might the animals be mostly brown or tan? Yep, Another example of how animals might adapt to be harder for predators to see and eat. They blend in with their environment. The last biome we are going to visit today is the prairie biome. Examples of this biome can be found here in Kansas. Do you think it is sunny in the prairie? Yes, prairie plants get more sunlight because there are not many trees. Let's check out an animal that lives in the prairie biome. Prairie dogs are an herbivore that lives in the prairie. What do you think about the color of their fur? Does it make them harder for hawks and other flying hunters to see? Yes. So, today we learned about biomes and a little about adaptation. Next time, we will learn more about the prairie biome and more about plant and animal adaptations.